Good morning. Happy Friday. It is day 32. We are getting so close. Monday, the state gets back to somewhat normal. Certain companies are able to reopen, restaurants and others not so much. But I thought I would do a light topic. It's Friday, Fame Friday. Who have you met that is famous? If you have, I'd like to hear about it, but I want to tell you a couple of mine. So the first, I've met two governors of the state of Florida. One of them was Charlie Crist when I worked at the Public Service Commission. I got to meet him. And also Rick Scott. I met Rick Scott in the middle of the men's department at Macy's in Tallahassee. I just happened to be shopping in there for the holidays and he was sitting there and I literally blurted out, Rick Scott. And he was like, yeah, who am I speaking with? And he was just very personable. I thought it was really cool. And so we chatted a little bit and both went on our way. Anyway, he was really kind. I've also met Luis Fortunio. He was the former governor of Puerto Rico. He was over here at a function here in Orlando, and I had the opportunity to meet him. Now it was a political ones. On the sports front, I have met a couple of people related, or at least affiliated with sports. One of them was Brad Nessler. I was at the Florida-Georgia game the last 2 years, and he was there at the hotel afterwards. And anyhow, got to meet him, took a picture, and anyway, he was pretty nice too. The bigger sports star that I've met though was Danny Werfel. He was the former quarterback at the University of Florida. He brought us to the national championship in 1997. Go Gators! My orange, how do you like that? So anyhow, Danny Werfel is very brief, but it was at the Seminole County Prayer Breakfast last year. And he was very gracious and he was really a funny speaker. If you ever get the opportunity to see him, he had comedy, probably not purposely, but it was just such a good presenter. In terms of reality shows, I have met a couple of reality stars. One of them was Holly Madison. That was a paid one. I paid to go behind the scenes or at like a meet and greet, and it was in Vegas, and she was performing a show at the time. She was a former, she lived at the Playboy Mansion, but anyway, I got to meet her. And then I got to meet Dr. Ray. He's a surgeon from Brazil, and he had a show on E! Entertainment many years ago called Dr. 90210. And I remember when I was in Hollywood, I went to his office and specifically went to there so that I could meet him. And he was fantastic. He was so gracious. He was signing autographs, he was taking pictures, and I mean, he was thrilled that a fan came by his office. That was a very unique situation. But the biggest star that I've ever met was Matthew McConaughey, and that was just serendipity at its best. So I was in Savannah, Georgia, just staying the weekend, and I was at the hotel. It's called the Mansion on Forsyth, I think. But it's an older hotel that I just happened to be there in the elevator, and I saw a lady that was dressed up going to the wedding, and I didn't think anything of it, and we were just kind of talking, and she said, oh, I'm the mother of the groom, and anyhow, so I was on my way to a cooking class, and when I got to the cooking class, they tell us, oh, Matthew McConaughey was just here at the bar. So I was thinking, what? So anyhow, once the cooking class started, I excused myself, went out to the bar, and on my way there, he was sitting in the middle of the hallway, and I stopped to introduce myself. My only regret was I didn't get a picture with him, but I did get to meet him, and he stuck out his hand and said, hi, I'm Matthew. And he was very nice as well, but you know, for such a big movie star, he could have been a lot different, but he was very, very nice. And we saw him later on at the bar. He was going in and out of the wedding. He was actually in the wedding. He was there for his fraternity brother's wedding, and he was in it, and his wife was with him. And anyway, that was really cool. Anyway, who is it that you've met? I want to hear about it. Post in your comments. Today is the day before the last day that I will be doing these videos. Tomorrow is my birthday, so it's gonna be the end of this whole thing. But anyhow, I've enjoyed it, and I will see you back again here tomorrow.